searching for a piece of me. I've been counting on the hands of time to draw ya. I love my body, I love my mind, with desires of out of place, out of state.
Hey guys, it's Vincent here, and today I'm going to talk to you about a dive that happened on the 22nd of December 2024. I was out in Northland, New Zealand with my brother and my girlfriend Amy, and we were just taking out our little boat. Our little 16-foot fryan, which we had just finished kind of rebuilding, which had been lying in our driveway for about 12 years, was actually running pretty good, and we really just wanted to kind of test and see how it was going. The target species for this trip was snapper and crayfish. However, we were also looking for other things. The snapper we're going to be targeting by snooping, and this area that we're diving is really nice and has some thick kelp forests, and quite often just find the snapper just parked up, while the crays are actually just hiding in the boulders. There was a little bit of swell running, and if I can remember right, it was around 1 metre. So normally I would snoop snapper in the shallows. However, the swell was making it a little bit difficult, so I'd headed out to about 5 to 12 metres and started snooping in around these big kelpie boulders. And you can see by the demoiselles that are kind of swimming around that this is quite a fishy spot, and the current was actually hitting this rock in the face that I was snooping. So I was really expecting to find some fish here. Because I was expecting to find some fish, I'd really kind of slowed down my movements and was really trying to pay attention to all of the dark little cracks and corners where fish could be hiding. And luckily, this fish, as you're about to see, actually just swam right up to me out of the shade of this dark kind of wall. And lucky for me, turned around, had nowhere to go, and I managed to place a good shot. I got pretty lucky as it waited a long time and didn't spook, but this was quite a nice snapper to start the day. After placing the snapper in the boat, I carried on snooping and looking for crayfish under the actual boulders. Here I'm using a torch to try and look right back in the cave and see if there are any, but unfortunately I wasn't actually able to find any. With no luck on the crayfish, I carried on snooping, and as you're about to see, I spooked. This nice snapper just came over my shoulder, and I was actually looking to the left and coming around a boulder, and just turned my camera on because it started to look really fishy, and either the beep or I hit my fins on the rock, or I must have made some noise and spooked the snapper that was sitting to my right. Unfortunately, on this dive, my mask actually broke at the base of the strap, and I had to swim back the couple hundred meters back to the boat, holding my mask onto my face. This was rather unfortunate, but luckily, after searching my brother's dive bag, I actually found another mask, which he luckily had packed to spare. So that was very lucky. Using my brother's mask, I carried on back out to where I'd kind of broken it, and just kept continuing along and snooping around these kelpie boulders looking for fish that are parked up. This large Trevally wasn't a target species at the start of the trip, however they're super tasty, and I was quite surprised to actually find it just parked up, milling around at the base of this boulder in the kelp, and so had to take the opportunity to take it. Well, I had been mucking around out deep. Amy and my brother had actually stayed in shallow and looked for crayfish. Amy had found this really nice cray under this boulder, but was struggling to get it, so had called me over, and I had a crack. I knew this crayfish couldn't really go back any further because I'd had a look from another angle, but I just couldn't quite reach it. I was able to touch the feeler and get a fingertip to the horns, but I wasn't able to get a proper grab on this fish. After about 30 minutes and taking off my GoPro, I finally managed to grab it. It was quite beat up and I'd ripped off one of the horns, and yeah, it was a struggle, but it was not a bad red, especially for this area. Unfortunately, because I had to take off my GoPro to try and fit in one of the holes, there was actually no footage of it, but I think Amy and I tried from about 3 different sides of the boulder and kind of just stayed right in the middle, but yeah, we got lucky in the end. After getting that cray, I decided to head back out to a little bit deeper water and start snooping for snapper. I'd come down on this boulder, and as I got down to the base and I started looking around, I started seeing some bait. I think they were jack mackerel from memory, and it started to feel really fishy. So I was a little bit annoyed when I turned my head around this corner and spooked this fish in here, because I had a really high feeling that there was actually going to be a fish, so I should have gone a little bit slower and paid a bit more attention. This fish was really cool. I'm not sure if I spooked it or one of my dive buddies had spooked it, as they were working in the area about 200 meters to my left, so they could have spooked this fish. But anyway, came over this ledge and basically the snapper just cruised right under me, and I'm not even sure if it saw me or I don't know, but this gut looked really good and I got really lucky with the shot. Because I'd taken such a quick and rush shot, I kicked over to the fish and tried to secure it underwater, as I wasn't sure if I'd hit the top of the fish or the flopper hadn't opened, but luckily I'd hit it well. I actually had the shaft pointing upwards as I swam to the surface, and the flopper went back down and almost slipped through the fish, so I got really lucky in landing it. after putting that fish in the boat, I carried on snooping. I'd kind of found where the sand and where the boulders met the sand, and it was really fishy. The current was running quite strong and it just looked really good. So I kept on moving along this weed line area. I came over this ledge and had seen the small snapper. I thought about taking it, but with a few fish in the boat, I decided against it. That's the good thing about diving, is that you are really selective. It's always nice when you find a big snapper parked up, like I have just here. I really wanted to get a bit of footage, so I crept my way closer to the fish, but as I noticed it kind of start to spook, I took a shot and luckily stoned it. I had a lot of struggles trying to dislodge my shaft from the fish's head, so I ended up just pushing the shaft through and cutting off the shooting line. So that kind of ended the day for me there, and that was enough fish, so we all kind of decided to finish diving. Anyway guys, that's the end of this video. If you've enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. That always helps. Let me know if I can improve on anything in the comments below. And if you guys want to keep up to date with any of my diving, you can follow my social media.